Hello, sports fans. As you can see, I have the carburetor off of the boat, and I've decided it's rebuild time. We'll see what happens after this. What I wanted to show you before I begin is the rebuild kits. This is the first rebuild kit I got. It's from my marine parts store, Queenstown RV and Marine, in College Park, Maryland, or Beltsville, College Park, one of them. But this particular kit was $62. I'm sure if I had gone online and found some place to purchase it, it would have been cheaper, but there's nothing beats instant gratification other than money out of your wallet. Curious though, I went to my local auto parts store, which ended up being AutoZone in Maryland, and I gave them the serial number that's stamped on the side of the carb. Can't see it from here, but in any case, they pulled it up on the computer, and the match that came up was this particular kit. There is a model number on the bottom there. I don't know if that'll help you or not, but this is the kit that came from the auto parts store. Now, why did I do that? Oh, by the way, this is $20, $19.99 plus tax. So why did I do that? Well, I know it's always been said that if you do anything with a boat motor, boat engine, carburation, ignition, you always have to use marine parts. And same thing with carburetor rebuilds, is my understanding. I'm not an expert on this, so here's my disclaimer. I'm learning as I go along. This is what I call my how I did it video. This is my first time rebuilding or going inside a marine carburetor. So, but my understanding is that the marine carburetor rebuild kits have certain, or they don't allow venting to the open air, whereas a traditional automotive rebuild kit for automotive carburetor would. But again, my curiosity was, since this kit matched the serial number exactly, and when it came up on the screen at AutoZone, it definitely said Rochester Quadrajet 4MV, which is what this particular carburetor is. My understanding is the 4. 4 is the number of barrels, 4 barrel. M is marine. I don't know what the V stands for, but anyway, that's my understanding. I could be dead beat wrong, but any case, that matched up exactly. So what I decided to do, just to satisfy my curiosity, was let's compare the parts and components that are in each kit, and then that way we can tell for sure if there is any difference between purchasing a marine, purchasing a carburetor kit at the auto parts store that matches the serial number. I want to be specific. That matches the serial number for the carburetor versus just walking in and saying, "Hey, I need a Quadrajet rebuild kit for my carburetor." Like I said, this one's matched, and nowhere does it say automotive, does it say marine. So, any case, I figured it was worth $20. I don't intend to use this particular kit. I will be using the marine kit, but you know, curiosity killed the cat, and so I decided to satisfy my curiosity. As you can see, I'm using 2 separate bins so I can make sure as I go through the parts and pieces that I keep them apart. Okay? So let's begin. Alright, let me just move this here lovely Rochester Quadrajet out of the way. Oh, and in case you didn't notice, I have it sitting on some 1/4 inch carriage bolts with some nuts and washers to elevate it so that the throttle arm and the vacuum aren't in contact. Alright, so let's get down to brass tacks here. Move you out of the way. Alright, so I open up the marine kit. There are, oops, there's a nice instruction sheet on the inside. Exploded diagram and what appear to be pretty much step-by-step instructions. Now I did pre-read these. I won't say they're confusing, but you know, they're not exactly idiot-proof, which is usually what I need. This is where you laugh. Alright. Kit is shrink wrapped. And I believe somewhere on there, oh yeah, can see it. Breaking this seal prohibits the return and or crediting of this carburetor kit. So you break it, you bolt it, as in the seal. Already bought it, so we'll see how it goes. Alright, so let's open this guy up. Let's see what happens. So I've got my razor knife. Cut away from yourself. I would assume that's the accelerator pump. Sound like I know what I'm talking about, huh? Several different washers. I'm going to go back and review, compare the parts one by one. It looks like the float, needle, and seat. Oh, maybe you couldn't see that. Float, needle, and seat. The filter on the intake. Get away, bug. Looks like the intake manifold gasket. Another gasket there. And gone bugs. Another gasket. Look, goodbye. No one called you. A handy dandy measurement tool, a device of some sort. Looks like it's SAE on one side and metric on the other. Here is a, trying to be careful there. Here is a data sheet. Let me see if anything falls out. In any case, instruction sheet, adjustment data table. Looks very complicated. But if I read here, you can definitely tell this is a marine kit. It says Chris Craft Marine, Crusader Marine, Gray Marine, Grumman Allied Marine, Mercury Marine, Mercury Kikehofer, Kikehofer maybe, Outboard Marine Company, Palmer Marine. So definitely says Rochester Marine Carburetor. So it's clear that this information is for a marine rebuild kit. Okay. There's some much smaller pieces in this container. There is a, if you can see it, there's a ball bearing. Whoops. Let's put you in there. And there are some other retainers, clips included in this kit. Hopefully you can see those. So I will put those in with this. And I'm going to fold back because one of these clips was hidden behind, going too fast here, one of these clips was hidden behind these little pieces that help make the container from a, looks like a flat sheet of paper. So it looks like she's empty. So I'm just going to fold this up and put it back in the box it came from. Alright. Let's look at the other box. Alright, we have a instruction sheet once again. Right up here it says to repair Rochester carburetor 4-barrel type 4MV M4 MC M4 ME M4 MEA. So that kind of looks good there. This one has a different type of instruction sheet. It looks like it has all the specifications attached right to it, unlike the Marine kit, which had two separate documents. Okay. So let's see if we see anything that says Marine specifically here. 350 engine, GM truck, Buick, GM, Buick, GM trucks, Chrysler Corp, Dodge truck, Buick, Chevrolet, Oldsmobile, GM, la 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 la. So far, I don't see anything marine related, but let's continue. Aha! On the back here. Starts off saying Buick, Oldsmobile, Pontiac, but then it says Chris Craft beneath there. Chrysler, Crusader, Thermo, Electron, Mercruiser, Mercury Marine. I'm not sure if you can read that. Mercruiser, Mercury Marine. Oldsmobile Marine Engines. OMC Outboard Marine Corp. Volvo Penta. So that's looking hopeful. So let's see what's inside this kit. Okay. Looks like more pieces actually. Cutting away from the body. Cutting away from the body. Okay. Let's see what's inside here. Okay. Looks like float, needle, and seat. One gasket. Another gasket that looks similar, and I think I can see some differences already. Another gasket. Another gasket. Already looks like I have more gaskets in this kit than I did in the Marine kit, which leads me to believe it's kind of like a universal kit. This looks like the mounting plate, which I didn't get in the Marine one, but I know it's on, there's a similar one on the engine. This big circular gasket, which I assume goes underneath the air cleaner. Air filter. Ball bearing. Ball bearing. The handy dandy, if I can get it out of here, handy dandy measuring tool. Metric on one side, SAE on the other. A round gasket. Okay, now what it looks like here, what I don't have is what I believe to be, and I'm probably using the wrong word, what I believe to be the accelerator pump. In this kit, they give you a whole new assembly. It looks like in this kit they want you to rebuild it, and there's the pump washer. There's a bunch of other smaller pieces. that are not included in the Marine kit. So I think it's safe to say that even based upon the listings of all of the different models that this kit is for, it's a, what I will use the word, a universal kit, meaning for automotive or marine. I'm going to assume that this is the pin for the float, the hinge pin or pivot pin, whatever you want to call it. Again, oops, dropped that one. Another little small washer. Couple more fiber washers. And a host of clips, C clips, or actually E clips I guess you call them, and those bobby pin looking clips. So in the Marine kit there were 2 of those and 2 of those. I guess you can see that. In the automotive kit, these are extra included. So what does that mean? I do not know. And I'm checking behind the flaps. I don't see any pieces that were caught like the other one was. So I'll just dump these in here. Okay. Alright. And once again, I will put this container back in its appropriate box. Alright, so let's compare. Let's see, we have this gasket here. Again, I'm going to try to be very, very careful not to mix. Let's see, do we have a comparative one? Yes, we do. Okay. They look very similar. I'm trying to see if I see any extra holes on this guy that I don't see on this guy. I guess the best way is to line them up. So from this side, everything, all the holes pass through. From the flip side, again, all of the holes pass through. So it doesn't appear that there are any extra or missing holes. So these gaskets appear to be identical. Okay. Let's set you up here. From the Marine kit, we have this gasket. And here is what we have in the automotive kit. It looks like we have 2 varieties of the similar gasket. So I would assume that since the concern with using an automotive gasket is that there's extra venting to air, I don't know if you can see very well, but this gasket has some notches cut out. If you compare these two, this gasket has notches cut out, whereas this one does not. Anything else of noticeable difference? 5 holes, 5 holes, hole, hole, 2 holes, 3 down the bottom, 3 down the bottom, 1 in the middle. This shape seems to be similar, little extra notch cut out there. 3 holes here, 1 hole here, 2 holes down the bottom. So it looks like the only difference, and noticeable difference, is this gasket has those cutouts. Whereas these two, the Marine kit version and this one, they again appear to be identical. If I match them up, I see no extra holes, no blocked holes. From the back side should be the same. Alright. The last gasket in the marine kit is this guy. However, this guy is missing in the automotive kit. Ah, no, it's not. It's this guy. But there is a noticeable difference. You can see very noticeable difference here. Bugs are attacking my leg underneath the table. Big difference here. Holes match up, but this is much wider on the edge here. And you can tell from looking at it from the back side, there's this cutout area that this gasket doesn't have. But the most noticeable difference is the thickness. I don't know how well you can see the difference in the thickness there, but these gaskets are much varied in their thickness. I would say this one is probably on the order of 2.5 if not 3 times as thick as this one that was in the marine kit. So that's a big difference. Get out from under there. Whatever bug is messing with my legs. Alright. Let's look at the other components. If you look at, in the marine kit, the float needle and seats, there is a difference here between the one in the marine, the automotive kit. Again, if you look at the seat, it has cutouts in the middle. Now again, I don't know how much of a difference that makes. It may make none, it may make a lot. But if the concern is that an automotive kit will allow extra venting to air, gas fumes and whatnot, I would have to imagine cutouts mean additional venting. Is that the actual case? Is it just this works perfectly well as this one? Is they added extra notches to allow the needle to seat better or to reduce weight? No can tell. But again, there is a noticeable difference. I don't know how imperative that is or not. Okay? Another difference is this filter that's needed for the carburetor. There wasn't one included in the automotive version of the kit. So no filter. Let's see, this appears to be a metal washer. The only one I see that matches it in size in the automotive kit appears to be, it's pretty stiff, I don't want to flex it. Appears to be the same size, but I believe this is a fibrous, I don't want to say phenolic, but whereas this one appears to be metal. Don't know how well you can see those differences. Another smaller fibrous washer. These appear to be identical. Of course, the handy dandy measuring tools. Maybe I should do this. Bam. Bam. As I mentioned, another big difference is this is a complete assembly. I can only imagine trying to take this puppy apart and put it back together would be a pain. Complete assembly. Nothing to guess. No muss, no fuss. Okay, Mr. Mosquito, goodbye. Whereas I believe you're expected to take this puppy apart and replace it. And as I mentioned, don't know how well you can see them this time in my hand. There were 4 of these clips, retainers, whatever you want to call them. Whereas in the automotive one, there were more than 4. And last but not least is the ball bearing. And if you recall, there is a ball bearing in the automotive kit. There it is. Okay? Alright, so what does that lead me to conclude? Could you use the automotive kit? Maybe if you're an experienced builder and you know exactly what you're doing and you've torn these carburetors apart, marine versus automotive, and you know what to put in and what not to put in and what you can reuse and what you can swap, maybe so. But then you're left with all of these extra parts. Do you know which ones to use, which ones not to use? But even if you did all of that, you still don't have a solution for this compared to this. I don't know. So in any case, that concludes my comparison. Again, my disclaimer is this is just purely for selling my curiosity. I have no intention of using this kit or any parts for and from it. The only piece I might be tempted to use is the pin for what I believe to be the float. But if the other pin comes in and out easily enough, there really is no need to use a new one, as long as it's not binding. If it turns to float is binding on the existing pin and this one will fit, I may use it, but probably won't. Alright, well, I hope this has been found useful to somebody. My advice would be, don't buy the automotive version. That's my advice. Again, this is my first time going through a marine carburetor. I have rebuilt motorcycle carburetors, lawnmower carburetors. I think a while ago I messed with a few car, 1 or 2. I say a few. I'm not a big carburetor fan. I'm a huge fan of fuel injection, but maybe once I look through here, it will say the differences. Oh, look at that. So this shows the gasket differences. Figure 2A, new style, which looks like what I have in the marine kit. I don't know how well you can tell. Oh, it looks similar. Oh, no, actually not. Old style. New style flange gasket supplied with kit may be different than the old style flange gaskets. This gasket matches the current OE design and is fully functional. Okay. Doesn't mean I'm going to use it though. So, alright. Well, that concludes this video comparing the carburetor kits. I hope somebody, like I said, hope somebody finds that useful. Again, my suggestion is stay with the Marine version. I'm sure you can find it cheaper online versus a Marine store that has it stocked on the shelf. I didn't price it at West Marine, so I have no clue what West Marine would charge for the same thing. But my closest West Marine is about 15-18 miles away, and I didn't feel like making that drive. My local Marine shop is about not even 5 miles away. So the bigger advantage to West Marine is they stay open longer. But I have found that if I needed something, I would have to order it from West Marine. Sorry, the mosquitoes are quite hungry apparently in my garage here. All right. Well, again, toodaloo. Hopefully that was helpful. Bye.